Coronation Street spoilers, Pat Phelan escapes death, but Eileen is really onto him now. Coronation Street fans were waiting months to see Pat Phelan meet his maker, but tonight's installment of the ITV show saw the dodgy builder escape death, but at what cost? Pat, played by Connor McIntyre, seems to be coming to the beginning of the end of his reign of terror on Coronation Street. The dodgy builder has already murdered Vinny Ashford, Kelsey, and poor hostage Andy Carver, Oliver Farnworth. Previous to that, he knocked down Luke Britton, Fagan, leaving his family completely heartbroken. No one really knows the true extent of his killer ways, apart from suspicious daughter Nicola Rubinstein, Nicola Thorp, Seb Franklin, Visioni, and Gary Windass, Mikey North. Last week saw Pat get the shock of his life when new boss, Mona, revealed the lake he hid the bodies in is being drained for new properties. His face was a complete picture when he realized his murderous secret could come out. Tonight's double bill proved Pat really is the cat with 9 lives, as he managed to cheat death after falling into a concrete pit. However, the lucky escape left Eileen suspicious of her husband's behavior. Read below to see a rundown on what happened in tonight's gripping installments. 7 p.m. Tension is building for Pat Phelan's supposed exit from Coronation Street. 7:01 p.m. With the bodies in the lake soon to be uncovered, will Pat have an explanation for this one? 7:05 p.m. Fans could barely wait for tonight's episode and started tweeting their thoughts before the first episode started. One wrote, "Looking forward to At It Vcoy tonight and see what happens to Phelan," as another gushed, "Only half an hour to go now, until we take our first visit to the hash cobbles." 7:13 p.m. Koi boss Kate Oates has teased the upcoming demise of Pat, telling Radio Times previously, 2018 is going to see the demise of Phelan. Connor is so up for this challenge. He's so excited about it and he's playing it brilliantly. What I like about Phelan's downfall is that it's very much to do with Eileen. It's to do with her realizing who she's married. It's to do with Nicola and that child. There'll be a few twists and turns. We have some stunts coming up, which will be exciting. What do you think will happen to Pat? 7:22 p.m. If you need a bit of a refresher ahead of tonight's episode, read the story so far ahead of Connor's exit. 7:29 p.m. The Connor fans are out in full force tonight and they can't wait to see what's going to happen on their favorite love story. One fan gushed, "Connor time soon and I'm so excited," and second posted, "Koi time. Which means cute Kate and Rana scenes, I'm ready." 7:33 p.m. Pat's looking pretty moody even though it's supposed to be his big party tonight. 7:34 p.m. Eileen's laying down the law but it seems Pat has other ideas. 7:35 p.m. The tension is certainly rising on Twitter as fans prepare for a bumper episode. One wrote, "FFS I'm on edge," as another wished, "Hope you get your comeuppance this week at Connor McIntyre Phelan." 7:36 p.m. Pat's gone to visit the lake but it seems 2 workmen have beaten him to it. Is that one of Pat's victims on show? He looks incredibly worried. 7:40 p.m. It seems that some don't want to see Pat leave with one posting, "I actually don't want Phelan to get caught #Koi. Gonna miss Phelan. Can Eileen not wake up, find Phelan in the shower and realize it was all a dream?" A second joked. 7:41 p.m. Pat's managed to get his own way and he is now in control of the site. Can he save his skin? Meanwhile, Eileen is blissfully unaware anything is wrong as everyone's favorite, Liz McDonald, Beverly Callard, has arrived with Prosecco in hand. 7:43 p.m. It's an advert break. Will Pat make it in time for his party? Or will Eileen be forced to go and look for him? 7:45 p.m. Viewers have started to crack jokes as the adverts air, and they're absolutely hilarious. One teased, "Don't you just hate it when you've got 2 dead bodies to hide at work and your wife is at home having a party?" A second giggled, #koi which would you prefer chasing after you, a murder squad or an angry Eileen? 7:47 p.m. We're back and Pat's in the middle of the lake digging out his victims. It looks pretty chilly. Elsewhere on the cobbles, Kate Connor, Faye Brooks, has arrived to break up with Sophie Webster, Brooke Vincent, but will she go ahead with it after Sally Webster, Sally Dinver, gushed about her daughter's happiness? 7:51 p.m. It's gritty stuff as Pat is really struggling to get the bodies up the building site. Where is he taking them to? Back at the getting to know Pat party, Moira has arrived, much to everyone's disdain. 7:53 p.m. It's a very different scene at Sally's classy party as talk turns to wedding bells for Kate and Sophie. It doesn't look like the happiness will last for long. 7:54 p.m. Kate dumps Sophie and it's heartbreaking stuff for the poor Webster. 7:56 p.m. and it's a concrete bath for Pat's victims as he dumps the bodies down a hole at the building site. Has he got away with it? 7:58 p.m. It looks like Pat is also taking a dip as he tumbles into the concrete to catch his phone he dropped. With Coronation Street taking a break for 30 minutes, what do you think will happen to the dodgy builder? 8:01 p.m. Pat is literally up to his neck in it and viewers can't help but see the funny side of the drama. One laughed, Pat ha 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 ha, as a second giggled, it sure isn't Phelan's night. 8:11 p.m. Koi fans can barely contain their excitement as they wait for the second installment this evening. Some are hoping Pat will survive his concrete bath as they want to see him answer for his crimes. Others have joked there is now concrete evidence to send him straight to prison, that's if he doesn't die first. 8:19 p.m. Meanwhile, Kate's dumping of Sophie has certainly attracted some attention, with many thinking the latter was seriously hard done by. Many thought Sophie deserved better as another admitted, "We have all been there with the Sophie and Kate story. Feel so bad for Sophie." 8:28 p.m. It seems there may be a way out for Pat ahead of the second installment as some viewers think the concrete he fell into is too thin to set any time soon. Will he be saved? But at what cost? 8:32 p.m. It's time for the second installment of Coronation Street. But will Pat get out of his concrete bath alive? And will Eileen finally discover his secrets? 8:33 p.m. There's still no sign of Pat at his party, but luckily the fizz is being heavily supplied. 8:34 p.m. A muttering of the famous "come on Eileen." And Steve McDonald's blocked the toilet. The Pat party is really not going very well. 8:36 p.m. Kate and Rana appear to be together now, but that probably won't be the case if recent spoiler pictures are anything to go by. Meanwhile, Pat is still stuck in the container, and given how heavy those bodies were, it doesn't seem like he has the energy to get himself out. 8:38 p.m. Steve thinks him not being able to unclog the toilet will make things worse, but that's the least of Eileen's worries. 8:40 p.m. It's gone from bad to worse for Pat, who has now found himself properly stuck in the concrete after loose pipes fell down the hole. 8:42 p.m. Eileen and Tim Metcalf, Joe Duttine, decide to go any look for Pat, but will they like what they see? Back on the site, Pat resolves he won't die like this. 8:47 p.m. Thankfully, Tim and Eileen spot Pat in the concrete, but he seems quite unresponsive. 8:48 p.m. Fizz Brown, Jenny McAlpine, calls Tyrone Dobbs, Alan Halsall, back from the pub, and he didn't seem too happy to be leaving Gemma Winter, Dolly Rose Campbell. 8:49 p.m. Pat miraculously made it out of the pit and into an ambulance, but Eileen seems concerned at why he won't report the accident. 8:51 p.m. Viewers seem confused at how Pat actually made it out alive, as one fan posted, "How the hell did Tim and Eileen manage to find Phelan there? I wonder where my husband could be? Let's go check if he fell into a load of concrete/cement." Another side, I feel like nothing can kill Pat Phelan. 8:53 p.m. Pat tries to make light of the accident. Clearly feeling smug he managed to survive another seriously close shave. 8:55 p.m. And just like that, Pat's back at home with Eileen with nothing more than a bump on the head and some cement burns. But Eileen's not buying it and demands to know why he lied about not coming home. Eileen tells Pat he is her world and it seems that Pat won't go anywhere soon. 8:57 p.m. With that, the episode has ended and Pat is still alive. 8:59 p.m. Viewers are not happy Pat didn't die tonight and flock to Twitter in outrage with one posting, "What the actually hell #koi." In the space of 5 minutes, Phelan went from minutes to death, to the hospital and then back home right as rain. Load of rubbish, raged another. A third posted, "So Phelan was literally just knocking on death's door and now he's out of hospital. Ugh. Ugh.